Good morning and welcome in everybody. As we get into this Thursday morning, about 9, it's getting close to 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. This is going to be an incredibly important update. Last night I tried so many times to go live, but sometimes YouTube just doesn't allow it. It kept wanting it to go in vertical, and then if I tried to switch it, it would just end it. So I said, we'll draw this one up to the God's telling us not to do a live tonight. So, I just took it for what it was. Went outside and played with my son in the water, and it was a great night. So I didn't worry about the lives. Still had 3 pieces of content out yesterday. Did a short this morning, so this is the second piece of content today already. But now what's important here is XRPs went up and over several times here in the last 24 hours, over 229. As high as about $2.30. What was the highest it ended up hitting? I think 234. No, 232. I'm sorry. And then we came back up to 231.2. And now we put in a bona fide reversal in the 2-hourly. The 4-hourly, we'll see. We have a golden cross here. If we can stay over $2.23, that's a huge bullish signal. I mean, a massive one. And then that could open up the door to a technical drive up to about 262 to 265 at that major pivot level that in 2025 we've not been able to hold. XDC went up and over 6 cents here. We actually had a technical move up that we filled out for the most part. We talked about it from over here, but see, it ended up pushing from up here. So, technically we came just shy of it, but we did come up to the 200-day. Right now we're back testing the move up. Haven't had a lot of volume to the downside. Retesting the golden cross. So we'll see if this is meant to be like a cup and handle, which it looks like it, which should bring us up in time about another, from where we're at right now, a good 11 to 15%. But obviously we have to hold this golden cross underneath. I think there is a possibility of a play here, but if it falls below, if it falls below 566, it invalidates this thesis. You really want it to hold right now in the 2-hourly above 585. So right now, not in terrible shape. It's just in the smaller time frames, we have come back down to retest the golden cross. 4-hourly is going to suggest a 20-day retouch at about 593 if it comes far enough. And then you're going to want to breach above 609. So I'm watching very closely XDC as I do have exposure to it, as you all know. And I had a target. Now it's come up and filled at whatever it was, 6 point something percent from the drop point here. It was in the roundabout way. It did come down a little farther, but I'm going to measure it from where we had it initially. And it was like a 6.7% move. As it turned out, it went about 5.4%. But then when you remeasured, it actually went a little bit farther because it did come down to a lower support at 573. And from there, it ended up being about 6.2%. So that's our first resistance area. And then if you look at the XDC XRP pairing, down 3.75%. And this is tightening up. We're basically at our apex here. So it's either we're going to fall through here or we're going to start to have some upward volatility towards XRP. If not, the price action for XDC very well could fall to that 3.8 cent mark. But we don't know if this is going to be a more market-wide thing. I know gold's fallen off a little bit here today, 25 bucks or so. The mining stocks aren't really doing much, so to say. Silver's up 0.5%, but it's come down from about 1.3% up overnight. So we'll see exactly what ends up playing out here as far as from risk assets, non-risk asset, or ones that can play both sides of the field. Bitcoin was briefly over 110,000 this morning. And it's not that it's reversed down and now it just had to backtest this 109K area. And if it plays out of it, we have a technical move up. If we can hold this backtest right now up to about 119,000. So it'd be a pretty interesting move if we could hold this. Some volatility to say. We know with Ripple, we heard about with the partnership with Bank, and we'll talk about that this morning. So with that being said, good morning. 9:26 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Thursday, July 3rd, 2025. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So real quick, we'll go into this. Ripple applies for U.S. banking license, joining Crypto Rush for legitimacy. So please make sure to hit that like button if you are watching this. Being very badly shadow banned by YouTube, which is not unusual. So please make sure to hit that like button. Share this on social media. Help me push through the algorithm and gain more and more subscribers that may want to find the truth, might want to find a way to advance their crypto knowledge from a no-FUD standpoint. And if you're part of the 44,700 subscribers, I greatly, greatly appreciate it. It's been very hard to get new subscribers as YouTube's been pulling down content left and right. But we'll do the best we can because we're going to continue to tell the truth until they no longer let me have a voice. So Ripple applies for U.S. banking license, joining crypto rush for legitimacy. Ripple has followed Circle in looking to be its own bank after Congress moved ahead with a bill to regulate stablecoin issuers under the national bank regulator. So, big news. That's a big story, in my opinion. Now, what is it going to translate to? Nobody really knows, but we'll read it as such. Crypto firm Ripple Labs is applying for a banking license in the U.S. following a similar move by stablecoin issuer Circle Internet Group as crypto firms look to be regulated to deepen ties with traditional finance. We started crypto so we could trade unregulated markets. Now we're begging the government to be daddy government again. It's a shame. It's a shame the way they're framing, the way they're wording this is all a crock of shit. The more regulation the government has, the less casino-like atmosphere we get. It's that simple. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse confirmed on X on Wednesday that the company is applying for a license with the U.S. Office of the Comptroller of the Currency OCC following an earlier report by the Wall Street Journal. True to our long-standing compliance roots, Ripple is applying for a national bank charter from the OCC. Wrote Garlinghouse said if the license is approved, it would be a new and unique benchmark for trust in the stablecoin market, as the firm would be under federal and state oversight. Now, here's the funny thing about the stablecoin market. We're all trying to push the stablecoin market. What is the stablecoin regulated to? Oh, that's right, the U.S. dollar. So if you have money in a stablecoin and the U.S. dollar continuously is being devalued, that means your stablecoin value is going down with the U.S. dollar. Consider that. Whether you have it in a stablecoin or the bank, it doesn't really matter. You're following the U.S. dollar. So I think that's all a way to blindside everybody. Like, to own a stablecoin is to own in the U.S. dollar. If you don't like it, too bad. That's the way it goes. I'm trying to give you the information. If you do like it, too bad. Because that's just the way it goes. So it's not a bad thing to say, whether or not you like it, too bad, because this is the truth. But it might... What I found is if you tell somebody something they don't want to hear, they don't want to listen to you. So that's the spot we stand in. With the New York Department of Financial Services already regulating it. So Garlinghouse said if the license is approved, it would be a new and unique benchmark for trust in the stablecoin market, as the firm would be under federal and state oversight. With the New York Department of Financial Services already regulating its Ripple USD ROUSD stablecoin. And then you see Brad Garlinghouse, what he said. So Ripple's decision to get a banking license came just 2 days after Circle, which issues the second largest stablecoin USDC, applied to the OCC to create a national trust bank that would oversee its stablecoin reserves. It's not even at par at 1. It's at 9996, close, but not quite par. You want to see it at 1.000 only. The move by both firms comes as the U.S. Senate passed a stablecoin regulating bill called the Genius Act, which is all garbage, which lays out standards for offering the U.S. dollar pegged tokens, including that the OCC will oversee larger stablecoin issuers. Like, come on, guys. Why do we want them to oversee and regulate stablecoins? Huh? Why do you want the government to overreach? Didn't you join crypto so you didn't have government regulation? What are we doing here? Same thing we always do. The government blindsides us. They lie to us. They manipulate the markets, and then we beg them for help. The same people who have manipulated the markets. That's like asking a robber for help and finding your stuff in your house. Hey, Mr. Robber, please tell me and help me open my safe, because I trust that you're not going to steal anything from me. Get the fuck out of here. Circle co-founder and CEO Jeremy Eller said the company was taking proactive steps to align with emerging U.S. regulation for the issuance and operation of dollar-denominated payment stablecoins. Anchorage Digital is the only crypto firm that holds a national bank charter. Ripple's Garlinghouse added that the company also applied for a master account with the Federal Reserve, which would give it access to the U.S. central banking system. This access would allow the U.S. to hold RLUSD reserves directly with the Fed. Who cares? That doesn't do us any good. They're using a stable coin. That's just... I'm not going to get too into it because then people are going to get mad. But it doesn't matter. Unless it says this would access the U.S. to hold XRP, who cares? So they're holding the RUSD. That didn't do us any good. We get a little few minute percent or 100, 200% up on XRP because of possible more, transactions on the XRP ledger. And it's not what it's made out to be. This isn't going to do much for us. Congress is working towards clear rules and regulations in banks, and a far cry from years of Operation Choke Point 2.0 are leaning in. He added, mentioning the conspiracy that the Biden administration sought out. Oh, for Christ's sake. I can't read any more of that. But yeah, that's this GIF here. So basically, they're locking you in with government regulation and pushing it as a good thing. When was the last time the government helped you? Just like on all the news media, everything is telling you Bitcoin's going to 1 million. Bloomberg said it, CNN said it, all these different places. Why are they saying this? Is it a way to trap you over time? Hey, the only good bet here is Bitcoin or crypto. If they're telling us it's going all the way up there, at some point they're going to snap our necks. But I'm confident this market has a bull market till 125. Even though we have bear market in altcoins for the most part, Bitcoin's still very much in a bull market. It's about the only thing that is. So whether we get some appreciation or not out of altcoins, we'll see. Even XRP at 228 is vastly underappreciated. We need to get over 229 and ultimately start pushing that 265. Otherwise, we're still in this circulating hell. But right now, it's looking better than not, just because we're pushing back towards that 229 resistance loop. So, but that's what I got this morning. I wanted to read that. I want to keep it as simple as possible. Bitcoin's looking pretty good this morning. As long as we stay over 109,000 roughly, we are cooking. And right now, if we hold this, we do have a technical move up that we've talked about. And that technical move up is about 119 out of this break, out of this formation. Ultimately, we can get up to 125 in this current cup and handle move. I believe it is 123, 125, 122. And then if we play this out properly from the wider rising wedge or ascending for a triangle that we were in that broke to the top, if it does, which we haven't got any confirmation, then we could get to 142. Still a lot to be decided, a lot to be determined. I encourage you to continue watching the content. Please pay attention to XDC, as I've been saying for the past, I don't know how long. And we'll see what happens from here. Have a blessed day, everybody.